Girl, what? Girl, what?
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast.
I'm just gonna we're gonna hopefully we can keep this in. She apparently has the giggles. So apologies if she keeps busting out laughing. But yeah, thanks to everyone who listened to our first episode. Thank you for all the feedback that we got. We understood about the audio. We are hopefully fixing that. Hopefully on this episode it gets better.
I'm
Yeah.
recording from everywhere right now, so we should be good.
Yes, we definitely have multiple things around us today to capture everything that we're saying. And
Our
hopefully,
wonderful voices.
yes. But yeah. So I think the last episode, we kind of wanted to just like give a little background on us and kind of why we wanted to do this. And then this episode, we actually have a topic, which I would say would be the first topic that we originally wanted to talk to prior to us introducing each other. And I will let you go ahead.
Yeah, because we did become friends as adults.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't an easy journey, to be honest. It didn't make sense at first sight, I would say. So I think one of the questions we were asking ourselves is, how do we make friends as adults? So, yeah, and I think we should maybe start by giving a definition of our friendship. If you want to start.
Of our friendship, or what does it mean to be a friend?
My bad. What does the definition of friendship? Your definition of friendship.
Mm-hmm. I honestly think like all the friends that I've had, I would consider them at some point like family. I think that is what my definition of friendships is. I think once you're kind of in my circle, I treat you like family. You know, that means I will support you in whatever you do, whether I agree with it or disagree with it, as long as it's not harmful to yourself or others. If you want to be the best taco maker, or you want to like travel the world and that's like what you truly want to do, like I'll pretty much support you 100%. And I think that's what it means. I think we as friends, or just in general, you just need people kind of like to back you up a little bit. And sometimes that does mean like watching your friends fail and make stupid decisions, but making them feel not stupid, and just be like, hey, like I get that and it's going to be okay. You know, I'm here for you. And also as family, do kind of hold them accountable to things.
Mm-hmm.
And I would expect the same from my friends as well. So, you know, a lot of times if someone says something to me that they want to do and I consider them my friends, I'm going to hold them accountable to that. And I think my friends do the same thing for me. So I would say that.
I think we do kind of have a similar definition of friendship. So for me, my friends are the family I choose. You know, we have the family we don't choose, but yeah, friends are the family we do choose. And I think also, like, I really like the definition of, like, Jessie Reyes on a podcast she did. I don't remember what podcast, whatever. But she said that friendship is about witnessing, not influencing, nor changing, nor challenging. It's just about seeing your friend as they really are and just watching them. And I don't know, I think I really rock with that definition of friendship. And I think, in a way, yes, you always, like, give your opinion to your friends, but I think it's like the reverse effect. You're seeing your friends do things and you're like, oh. And in that way, they're influencing you. And they're influencing you only because they're being themselves around you and they're really passionate or like whatever, being themselves, that influence you. They're not like, you should be doing that. You should be do X, Y, Z or whatever. So I think in that sense, yes, you are influenced by your friends, but I don't think it's my definition of friendship. That's not the goal of having friends. And yeah, and I think for me, like, my friends are part of my village. If you're part of my village, it's like until death till us apart, basically. So that would be my definition of friendship.
Yeah, and I think that kind of just like, I think that's kind of why we became friends. I think we kind of saw what we wanted to do, and it just so happens that we do want to do the same things. We want to fight. We want to live a healthier lifestyle. So I think becoming friends within time naturally just made our bond stronger, just because we kind of viewed our friendship the same way.
Mhm.
We kind of expected the same things from each other. And we can have the open communication of, hey, you're going to do what you want to do, but this is what I think. If you want to do that, go ahead. I will be here if, you need me. But whatever the case may be, if this is what you want to do, go for it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think the 2 key points of our friendship is making each other accountable, 100%, and being able to be fully yourself without fearing anything. Like, like feeling like being rejected, I would say. I think it's probably the main thing, at least for me. So, yeah. And I think I could say the same thing about the friends that are in my village.
Yeah. And I think it's harder to make friends as adults, because you can't just go up to someone on a playground and just be like, oh, hey, you have the same sneakers as me. We could be totally friends. Or you don't have school anymore. You can't be in the same class or something. So I think it's how do you make friends as an adult is a very weird thing to think about. And I think 9 out of 10, a lot of people don't really make friends as adults.
They make acquaintances.
I would say, we would call them acquaintances just because.
Okay, but we're being honest about how we see things. And this is, when I analyze people, this is what I would say.
Yeah.
It's making acquaintances more than making friends based on our definition. And I think whatever we're going to say after that is going to be solely based on our definition of friendship. So, yeah, just want to make a disclaimer here. It's what we think. Say.
Yeah, but I think other people don't really have that maybe separation. So I think anyone, they're oh yeah, that's my friend, even though they never hang out more than just a couple times a month. But I think it's kind of the proximity is what I've seen. Oh, if you and I do something within our same area, whether that be going to the same gym, whether that be we go to pickleball, or go play tennis, then you kind of just become friends with those kind of people around you. I came from a private school, so a lot of the acquaintances that I know have been friends with the same people since high school, which I think is cool. I think I have 2 people from high school.
Yeah, Will.
The one person that I would say I'm extremely close to, another person, I mean, I would consider them friends, but we don't talk. I don't even know if I have that person's number, to be honest.
Okay. And I know it has been hard for you to make friends.
Yeah.
So what if you were to talk a little bit more about your experience making friends?
I just feel like I've had a very interesting upbringing where it came to the schools that I went to, especially in high school. I'm older than I look. So Instagram was becoming a thing when I was in high school. And I think now maybe 2 or 3 girls that I went to high school with were one of the girls that were Insta famous when we were in college. And I think, 2 of them now are pretty influencey now.
Okay.
They're pretty in the world of influencer skincare. I think one girl has her own skin brand or some shit like that. So I didn't definitely fall into that kind of category. Mm-hmm. I didn't really want to do any of that kind of stuff. So, and I didn't play the certain sports that were at my high school. So it was kind of very cliquey like that. So if you didn't play basketball and you weren't part of this group, you really wouldn't hang out with them. I knew everybody because the school was so small, but I was kind of mean, and I was just ew, why do you guys act like that? So I wasn't probably the most approachable either. But shout out to Steven. He's my best friend. I've known him since high school. And I think him and I were kind of the weirdos. He was way more popular than me, by the way. But we just always hung out, talked about sports. And then I had a friend from elementary school that we would hang out. So I didn't really feel the need or the want to make really close friends in high school. And then I went to college, private college, and it was kind of like the same thing. Like the people that you went to high school with just ended up going to like these 3 colleges. So it was just kind of like you knew everyone, but like you didn't really know anyone. So I didn't really have the need or the want to make friends until I was actually an adult, which is where I was like, how do you go up to someone and be like, hey, I'm alone and I think you're cool. Can we be friends?
Come on.
So yeah, that was like pretty much my experience on how to be social.
But those 2 friends influencer, you weren't working with that, but why couldn't you stay friend with them?
Oh no, like we were just like acquaintances. Like we wouldn't, if I saw them on the street, I think, yeah, I would probably say hi, but we just never, like, there was like, what would we talk about?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like there was, and it's not that like, oh, they were being mean girls about it. It was just, what we're going to talk about, what am I going to wear to school? I literally wore a hoodie, Dickies, and Air Jordans. I looked like a boy. And that was not their steez. And which is fine. But I was, yeah. And like, again, it was like, they knew that. Like, they knew that, oh, we're not going to invite her to something because she would not want to go. So.
Not want to go or not fit?
I think all of the above.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I would probably be like, no, thank you. I'm A-okay. So, yeah.
Okay.
But for you, I think it's a little bit different because you have different friends in 2 different countries.
Yes.
And I want to know how it is back home and how the friend culture, I guess, is compared to the American friend culture.
I would say the one thing I learned here is like the layered friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, in France, said to you personally, in France, where if we talk with you, we fuck with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Here, if we talk with you, we may not be fucking with you. That's probably the main difference. You can have a lot of conversation with like acquaintances. There is different layer of friendship, I can say here.
Yeah.
That I don't really see in France. Like in France, if it's your friend, it's your friend. There is no layers. And I think I had to learn that here. Probably that's going to be the main difference. But I think in France, it was easier for me because honestly, if I think about it, all the friends that I had were some from high school, not that much, honestly, because again, we grew up differently and we had nothing in common no more based on my ambition in life and their ambition that wasn't collapsing. So, yeah. But I did, like, for instance, I have one from high school, my bestie, Laetitia. Shout out to you. Love you. Wow, it's been more than 20 years now of friendship. Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
So her, for sure. And then all the really close friends that I have are from my engineering school and sports.
Yeah.
So that's how I made my friends over there. And that's why my village is about. Of course, there was like a huge clean out of friendship all the time. But most of them, I was able to make those connections because I was in those circle, like school and sports.
Yeah.
And I think when I came here, I really challenged my definition of friendship because I really didn't really thought about it because, like when you make friends, I need making friends organically.
Yeah.
I don't really like the idea of, oh, I want to make friends. What should I do to make friends? I really need that to be organic. But honestly, I came to the realization that it can't happen that way when you're an adult because you have less circle where you can make those friends.
Yeah.
And even work, I wouldn't say it's a hot take.
It is.
It is a hot take. But making friends at work, I don't know. The only friend I have from work is people I legit like bring to the company when we were intern. Like I was like, oh, we should hire them.
Yeah.
They're my friends because they were my friend prior to being in the company. And I think I have one friend from work, but she's not working at the same company anymore. I don't think I have, and sorry anyone from work listen to that. But I genuinely don't have any friends from work except Antoine. Hey, Antoine. Who I knew from school, to be honest. But anyway, that's beside the point. Yes, friends from work, no.
I totally get that. I think I did have a boss who quit and he invited us to this thing, which it was really cool to see everyone outside of that. It was a good time hanging out with them. Would I consider them friends? Probably not. I have people that I like at work that I would be mad if they left because I'm like, you're the only person that I talk to consistently to vent about work. Now I don't have you as a work friend and now I'm mad. But I don't know if, there's like 2 people that I work with that I would probably actually make an effort to go and see. But that's, again, like, we just have really a lot of things in common.
Yeah.
So
it's
so I think like we would be friends outside of work, but yeah, I'm cool off of that. Especially like when people like date their people at work too.
Oof.
Dating at work, it's the same thing as dating at the gym. Just don't do it. Don't be weird. But I get it.
Again, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it because this is, like we said, like friendship, like friendship plus plus or whatever we want to call it. You meet people where you at. So if work, you spend most of your time at work, I get why people will fall into that trap. Hopefully a happy trap for some of them. But yeah. So yeah, anyway. Yeah. So that's why I had my village over there, but I didn't really analyze how I made that village. So when I came here, I think I really realized what was my definition of friendship. And I wasn't ready to lower my definition. I didn't want to change my definition of friendship.
Yeah.
I wanted to make connection that meant something from me. I wanted to make friends like you. Like, you know, again, people with whom I can be myself completely. I think I have a good example in friends. Sometimes when I was bringing a new person from a new circle to my group of friends, meaning they're going to be part of my village. And I remember all the time people were saying, oh, Sabrine is really calm and composed. And then my friends part of my village, they're like laughing out loud. They're like, Sabrine? Calm? Composed? And the other friend, the new friend is like, yes, she's calm. And no, I'm not, because I'm being myself with my real friends because I feel safe. I feel I can be whatever. I'm not going to feel judged in a bad way.
Yeah.
I don't have to justify myself or whatever. So, yeah, I think I realized that I want that with my friend. And if I'm not able to be myself, with fully 100% myself, and have them making me accountable for my actions, well, I'm sorry, but yeah, I can be really friends.
Yeah.
I would say. Again, based on our definition of friendship. So in that sense, I would say that I don't see any difference between my village here and in France, because I still have the same values. I would say I'm even more aware of, you know, what is important for me to be part of my village and being part of someone else's village, because it goes both ways, to be honest. So yeah, I don't think there is like much difference. And if I were to group these 2 people, 2 village, I don't know, we went to Airbnb somewhere in the world and we made this amazing vacation.
Yeah.
I think it would go super well, honestly. I mean, that's what I think between my 2 village. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. I think it just like depends. Like, it's a little bit different because you're not just mixing 2 friend groups, you're mixing 2 cultures completely into one. So it would also be, I wouldn't say like, oh yeah, everyone would be just like mesh well. But I think, as we've seen in movies that we've been watching together and stuff, there's certain things or just aspects of different cultures that just don't translate. So,
True.
Perfect example, shoes in the house. Like,
oh my God.
You know, you might have a friend that just generally has never taken their shoes off at the house, and you may have never known that. And then we go to Airbnb and everyone has their shoes out except for that one friend. And they're like, no, that's stupid. Like, why would I need to take my shoes off? And you may have never known.
I think French people take their shoes off more than American, for sure.
Oh, no, I know. But I'm just, kind of giving that as an example. Personality wise, they might mesh well. But culturally, you never know how that would work.
Yeah, but see, we have a lot of like cultural difference between you and I, even though there is like some similarity. But there is differences. It doesn't make us not fit well in the friendship.
Yeah,
so
but that's two people. So that's what I was saying. I was like, it would be interesting.
Oh, it would be interesting.
Because you're getting multiple people into one kind of setting.
True.
Yeah.
That would be funny, I think. Because they would have the same reaction I had in my head when exploring the culture, American culture. Sometimes I'm like, is that normal?
Yes.
And then I'm like, I've seen that in the TV show. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's facts. Cool.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, like I said, I think it's like different and very interesting because you grew up pretty much your whole life in France and then you grew up here in a weird way.
Yeah, actually it's funny because I had an epiphany, a realization, however we want to call that. We had like a meeting at work talking about, having a double culture, growing up in a country where you have a double culture and how we translate and stuff. And that's true that I wasn't really aware because when I came here, that's the first time I'm coming with a clean slate.
Yeah.
No one knows me. My family is not there. Like, really, it's like more about me observing than people really knowing who I am and what I am. So I can be whatever I want to be on paper. But then I got to talk to those people and I'm like, oh, now I can understand why I can relate to my friends that are part of my village, like you. Because they were talking about that double culture where I had the exact same experience in France where your parents are from another country, they were born in another country, but you were born in, for instance, you America, me France, and you never feel really, not accepted, I would say, but never feel like completely, no one is going to say, oh, you're fully American.
Yeah.
And no one were about to tell me you're fully French.
Yeah.
So we grew up with that and with that weird thing where we have to mix about what we know from our parents, our culture, how we have to behave around them and around a circle of friends and family, and how you behave in the country. And when you go back to the country, sometimes people are like, yeah, but you're not from here.
Yeah.
So you have like that weird thing that creates in you the same trauma experiences, maybe not trauma, maybe just like, whatever. And I realized that I actually made a list in my head, a mental list about all the friends that I made here. And they do kind of somehow have the same experience that I had with me growing up in France with that double culture. So in a sense, I would say that, I don't know, there'll be culture difference, yes, but same experience also help gathering people. Like we can, for instance, the two of us, we're going to watch the TV show. Of course, I don't have the cultural thoughts about what's happening, but in a sense, we can see the similarity.
Yeah.
And why we understand each other.
What would you say is something that you like remember consciously doing to make friends when you were here?
Here? Nothing?
Nothing?
To make friends?
Well, just like, I mean, when you would meet people, like, okay, for instance, like Fritz and Cece, like, how did that
Oh my God.
come about?
Thank you, 100% thank you to the both of them, and more specifically Fritz, because he's been the one insisting for us to be friends. Not in a sense that I didn't want to be friend with him, but I'm like you. I'm not really outgoing. Somehow not outgoing. So the only reason why we became friends is because I went to see him because of a neck problem.
By the way, Fritz is a chiropractor?
He's a chiropractor.
Yes.
Amazing one, by the way. If you have any problem, go see him. Honestly, he's making miracle. Anyway, so I went to see him once a week, and we started like having those conversations, and he was like really outgoing and asking questions, and I was being more and more vulnerable around him, and he was too. So this is how we literally built the friendship, because I was being consistent into fixing my neck. And I was only consistent into fixing my neck because he was pushing me to.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you. It's thanks to him that we're friends, not thanks to me, if I'm honest, because he literally made the effort.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, in terms of making effort, what did I do to make friends? Honestly, the problem is like I'm so afraid of like bothering people
Mm-hmm.
that even if I get along with someone, I wouldn't have that reflex to ask a number, send a text message,
Yeah.
call,
Mm-hmm.
propose to do things. If I'm being completely honest, shout out to Roman, my friend, is the one who pushed me to contact people.
Okay.
Because I got so used to being alone here
Mm-hmm.
that, to be honest, it became a reflex to do absolutely everything by myself. Like anything I needed to do could be better with friends. I would like, okay, I'm just gonna go and do it. So I wasn't like having that reflex of like asking acquaintances,
Mm-hmm.
you know, good acquaintances, by the way. I'm not saying that in a bad way. And I think at some point when I was talking to him, and he was like, "Why didn't you ask Stacy, for instance, or like why didn't you ask A, B, or C?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't want to bother them. You know, like they have their life or whatever."
Yeah.
And he said, "What's the worst that can happen? You're gonna ask them, and then what? If they can, they're gonna say no.
Yeah.
If they can, they're gonna say yes."
Yeah.
So this is how it goes. And this is also how I understood like the different layering in friendship
Mm-hmm.
and how it's okay sometimes to just contact someone because, I don't know, we have something in common and I want to do that with someone that I appreciate and I should like just contact them.
Yeah.
I think that's what I started doing with him. Thanks to him, sorry. I started like texting a little bit more the people that I met, well, mostly at the gym, by the way, if we're being honest.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my answer to your question.
No, yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of why I didn't really get to foster a lot of my high school relationships because I didn't really make the effort to see them outside of school. I think the only person that I really saw outside of school was Steven. We did a lot of stuff together. We Sharks games, Niner games, and then we just like hung out because we just like doing the same things. So I think that's kind of why it was so hard for me to maybe keep those friendships in high school and how I see myself growing out of friendships most of the time, where it's just not that, oh, I don't like this person. It's just more of I'm very vocal and very aware of what I like and don't like. So I'm not going to do something that I don't want to do just to, like, make friends, I guess. And I know that sounds really, really bad, but
I get that.
that's kind of like how people just like, you know, grow out of friendships. And I think like before the pandemic, I had a lot of good girlfriends that like we were doing a lot of stuff together. We're doing this and that. And then COVID hit and then stuff happened and they were just like, what you want is not what I want anymore. And I'm not going to maybe in a weird way, like it's not like, oh, I just forget about you. It's just like, oh, that person just wanted to do A, B, and C with me. This person just maybe only liked me because I was always down to go try new foods or go to sporting events. But now that maybe they can't do that or they don't feel comfortable doing that, they don't want to invite me to any other thing, which is fine. I'm not going to beg them, please hang out with me, please. Because
I feel ya.
Just like you, I'm okay with just like taking my nap, hanging out with my cat. So I think that's kind of where I see why I like grew out of certain friendships for sure. I think Marissa, I talked about her last podcast. We met at the first gym I had and she has 2 beautiful kids and we just always got each other. Like we just always understood what it meant to have our personal time, what it meant that it is very hard for us to always see each other because she has 2 younger kids. And sometimes us hanging out is going to be at the park. And it may not be completely like all on Stacy time. And I'm totally fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand how maybe other friends may not see that way. And that's how you can grow apart. But I think why I'm so happy with the people that are still in my life is because they've never made me feel bad about that. They kind of already know, okay, why Stacy doesn't want to do A, B, and C. And then when I get really, really excited about something, They're like, okay, this is the one time you're going to get to see her outside. Like, okay, she's actually inviting us to go do something. Like, she really wants us to do this. So I think that's kind of cool that we're both a little like that in a way. And I don't really would ever be mad at you if you didn't invite me out. And low-key, I'd be like, oh, thank God, I can take a nap.
I would still invite you.
Yeah.
Because I don't see myself not doing it. But I wouldn't be like, oh my God, she's not coming.
Yeah,
no.
for sure.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I'm more someone who says yes.
Oh yeah, you're a yes girl all the way.
I'm a yes girl. That's why, like, I think in terms of like how what I do to make friends, like I'm more inclined to say yes to people when they are asking out.
Yeah, you're always down.
Yes. So I think that helped to have extroverted people in our circle. Jackie, for instance.
Oh yeah.
Thank God for her, because honestly, thanks to her, we did make probably creating stronger bond with people in our circle.
Yes.
She's been a huge player in that. Yeah. So shout out to her, because you all need a Jackie in your life, to be honest.
Yes, Jax is probably one of the most welcoming, most warm moms at the gym. She's a MILF. She's hilarious.
Oh my God.
She trains when she can, and I think being a full-time mom and like really going after it, it's just cool. And she's one of those people that just like sees good in everybody. So it's regardless of like what you want. If she's like, hey, like, let's do this, like, I'm down. Let's invite these people. Like, I want it to be like this. So I think when you surround yourself around those kind of people, you are going to find kind of a niche with the 10 people that she brings. You're going to find that one person you're like, oh, you and I totally get each other. So like we can hang out kind of thing. But yeah, I think also for me, what I've noticed too, when I see like signs of like maybe friendships like growing apart, is that they do stop inviting me knowing that I'm going to say no.
I see.
That's when I kind of like, I don't really ever get FOMO. I think the only time I do get FOMO is for sporting events, or like if like someone's throwing like a UFC thing at their house. I could have gone, and I do get FOMO because I'm like, oh, I kind of wish I was there with them, but like they didn't invite me, which I'm not mad about. But it's like, oh, that's usually like the beginning part of, oh, I'm probably just gonna like just see this person when I see this person. And I'll probably take accountability of that. I probably should like put more effort into it. But I think that's when I start seeing that. Or
I think you're starting doing the other phone though.
I am.
I'm seeing
Thank
it.
you.
You are. Sometimes I can see you saying yes when I know you and we had conversation, and I know that you would rather be home.
Yeah.
Or like on our rooftop enjoying the sun if it's out.
Yeah.
And you still say yes. So I feel like you're making the effort of like,
It depends on the people. Yes. And that was like, something that I've been trying to work on. But I think that is signs of when I am growing apart. Also when I'm like in camp. I think when I'm in training camp, I think I also see kind of when friendships are maybe just evolving and there's like, oh, maybe we just won't be in each other's lives as much. I think that also goes for like my dating experience too. People, when I do tell them like, yeah, I fight, and they're just like, oh, whoa, you fight. And then I'm like, yes, I'm actually getting ready for something. And then they actually see how much sacrifice goes into it, and they realize like, oh, this person really cannot hang out. And I'm just like, I was not lying about Wednesdays being hell days, and you have a really hard training session, and the last thing you want to do is really talk or anything. And I think again, it's like if I don't really have friends within the same environment, I can go out drinking.
Oh, definitely not.
I can't. No, I mean, I could, but
no,
I can't do that every weekend.
You don't want to be that person not making weight.
Oh, exactly.
Fight.
Yes.
So
yes.
You're not gonna go drink.
So, or like, yeah, I can't really just take a weekend off to go camping or do A, B, and C. So I really try to plan out like those trips throughout the year to kind of find that balance. But I think again, like that's where I see friendships, in a sense, breaking up or / growing apart. Because at one point in a crossroad, one person's doing this and you're doing that, and you both are kind of just like, I'm okay with us going separate ways. And again, it doesn't have to be on a bad terms. It's just, you want to do that, I'm going to do this. We're not going to segue. And you can hit me up on Facebook on my birthday. But I feel like it's everybody's kind of way to like still connect.
But I think to segue into the fact that we were asking ourselves, how do we make friends as adults? I would say on the other side of it, like I did I did quite some fight camps, even though it didn't end up in fights. This is when I grew stronger some of my bond with people.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say yes, definitely losing people over it, because the friendship weren't based really on being genuine about, like really liking the person for who she is or who he is. And it's fine, it's okay, no problem on that. Actually, it helps knowing that. But I would also say that I really grew closer to some people during fight camps. You and Fritz are perfect example, for instance.
Yes.
Like I have others.
Mm-hmm.
But that's two examples that I have right now on top of my mind based on last fight camp, where if you weren't there, if I didn't have that fight camp, I don't know if we would have grown closer that fast.
Mm-hmm.
And if you weren't there, I would have been even more miserable than what I was.
Yeah.
So I would also say that, I don't know, staying true to yourself and being disciplined and really commit to your passion, you probably attract the same kind of person.
Yeah.
And I think this is probably one way, I admit it's not a clear science, but one way I probably made friends as an adult, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. And I don't know, I honestly think it's like interests, right? Like, you're going to do what you want to do, and if whoever's around there, like, you're just going to make friends.
Yes.
Which kind of brings it to, I'm not a pick-me. I swear I'm not a pick-me. Which, whatever, people are going to say that regardless. But I believe boys and girls can be real good friends. Because me and Steven are been best friends since ever. I have another friend, Suni, who we've been friends for forever. But I think like Steven and I are like a perfect example where we just get each other. And he's going to say I'm a dude, which is fine. Because yes, I am a tomboy or whatever. But I also just think it's kind of like that mentality of like, what do you want to do? Growing up, I really didn't want to dress up and go out like that. Like, I wanted to do other things. And it did come into play like in college, where I felt like a lot of guys were like, is she flirting with me? Is she not? And I genuinely was like, no, like, I actually like your interests, and I know what it is. Football is a good example. I genuinely like football. I genuinely would like to talk about it. And I like to talk shit. Like, talking shit is like, I love it. So you can't necessarily talk shit to girls all the time.
Yeah.
And I think, again, it just kind of made it easier for me to talk to guys and be their friends, and genuinely their friends. And a lot of my guy friends, I would hope, that would be like, yeah, like, we're just friends. She is like a really good wing woman. And the friends that I have made, like my girlfriends, have accepted that part of me. And I think when I was in college, my friends back then didn't really like that. Yeah. And didn't really know how to say that. And I think now as an adult, I'm way more secure to where it's like all of my girlfriends just know that's just Stacy. Versus back then, I think it was more of like, why do you got to be like that? Like, you're not supposed to act this way, or, kind of thing. But I generally believe that, I think I do believe that girls and guys can be like platonically friends, and you kind of need them.
Yeah, but most people don't believe in that, if we're being honest.
Oh, yeah.
Even though they're saying it.
No.
Because my God, I had problem with that a lot, about being friends with guys. The thing is, like, honestly, I don't think it's probably for the same reasons as you, but, like, I can genuinely be friends with a guy and I get along with them, because the headache about being friends with a girl sometimes, especially when we are younger, I didn't want to deal with the drama and the bullshit, to be completely honest. And it was a lot about that, a lot about competition between girls and stuff. And honestly, I don't want to be in competition with nobody. I don't care. You can be you, I can be myself. And I think from a young age, I was kind of that. And for some reason that I can't really explain, when I was younger, I was getting along way more with the guys. And I wasn't trying to be more than friends with them. The thing is, like, for guys, they were, I don't know why, but it was easy for them to talk to me and to be vulnerable with me, because I wasn't trying to get them. You know, I wasn't trying to flirt with them or making them my boyfriend, basically. So yeah, I do have a long history of the girls' friends having a problem with me being friend with men, when I generally just like, I like being friend with men because I like having their perspective on things that us girl, we don't have sometimes. I don't know, they give you that ground down to earth sometime thoughts that I think is really valuable. You don't, you know. So yeah, I did have that problem, honestly, and I did lose some friendship, even male friendship, because of it, which I think it's sad. That thing I said was really hard. That way. But yeah, and I think also growing up, yes, I do have that side of me who's really feminine, like, you know, fashion. I love all this stuff and everything. But I also have a lot of things that were considered for men. Like, I love everything, adrenaline, cars, probably because I wanted to be like a good daughter to my dad, and I liked everything that he liked. I went to an engineering school where we were literally 5% of girls. So I'm kind of used to be surrounded by a majority of guys, which make it easy for me to be just friends with them, I would say.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm actually like really happy that like our gym has a lot of girls. And they like martial arts.
I agree.
So, oh my gosh, that like saved me 1,000%, where I was just like, okay, cool. Yes. Girls that want to train, that, you know, care about just being a martial artist. And it wasn't this like weird kind of thing. Obviously, like I had to make an effort to like be friends with them. But I think after that, it was easy.
Yeah, because we have the same edge.
Yeah.
Like, we're literally there beating each other up. So there is that edge where at least we could understand each other, and probably in a way they're they're definitely like us.
Yeah. So exactly.
Yes. But when you think about it, it's still, yes, there is more women practicing that sport, but it's still like a pretty heavy male environment.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously if you find girls over there, it's because they really want to be there. And that's probably also one of the reasons why we will get along with most of them.
Yeah. And I think it's cool. I've been seeing it a lot, like where girls are kind of like getting together in said city and like doing like only girl sparring sessions, or, you know, like our gym's about to hopefully have like an only girls like MMA practice or like jiu-jitsu practice. And I think that just kind of hopefully will make people feel really comfortable to just be themselves. I think, you know, sometimes, at least for me, you know, I want to make sure that people understand like I really care about this sport. So it may come off like a little standoffish, but I think like when you're kind of surrounded by a bunch of girls and we're just like, you know, we're not trying to just like, in a weird way, we are competing against each other, but not. It kind of just like brings down the guards of everyone, and everyone's just like, cool, we just all want to get better at said thing. But yeah, I don't know. I think like it all at least for me, I think because I have a very regimented schedule and lifestyle, if you kind of don't have some type of goal, and it doesn't have to be the same goal, but if you don't have some type of thing that you're striving to go for, or a lifestyle of either an athlete or someone that just wants to be a little healthier, it's going to be hard for me to be friends with you. Because if you're kind of like, I just want to party on the weekends, I want to work, and then just like get trashed, I don't know what we're going to be doing together. If you think that you and I get along on a mental level, and you just want to be there for me, or like you want to be someone that you can call when like you need advice. That's cool. But personally, I think it's going to be hard for us to be friends if you don't have some type of the same lifestyle as me, because what are we going to be doing?
But do you really need to be doing things with your friend to be friends?
I don't know you if we're not friends. So if we don't spend time together, if we don't talk, how am I going to be friends with you?
No, but you can be talking with someone who like to party and go out, and but still have time to discuss with that person. I think I came from a perspective where I do have a lot of long distance friends, like really, really friends that are part of my village. And if they're the kind of person who like go out on weekends, I don't think it would really bother me in a sense, because each time I'm gonna see them, based again on what I consider someone a friend, if I still get that from them when I see them, and I'm still getting that quality time, or if I still get that quality time when we call each other or FaceTime each other, I don't see that as a problem that they have somehow, somewhat a different lifestyle. I agree there is extremes. There is people I can't be friend with because, again, based on what they're doing with their life, we have not much in common, and we probably are not sharing the same path in life that we're trying to achieve, and it's going to be really hard to get along, I'd say. But except that, if there is like a different kind of lifestyle, I don't see really that as a...
But you already made friends with them prior to that.
Yes.
That's what I meant.
Okay. Oh, you mean making new friends? Okay, my bad.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
Like Steven and I have like completely,
Different lifestyle.
yes.
Yeah.
But we're still like really, really good friends. I mean, a lot of my friends are either moms now, or they're like me, single and, trying to figure it out. I think just if there is no kind of like common foundation already, it's going to be really hard for me to meet people. Like if we go to fight night and we like meet some people that are sitting next to us, and then they're like, oh yeah, like I'm a promoter for said club or something, or I'm someone that gets to travel all the time. I'm like, oh, like if you're traveling half the time, I'm not going to be able to be any type of like good friends with you. Like, sure, we can be pen pals, but I don't need pen pals.
So then I have a question from the friends you already have. When, like from a high school, most likely, or like school in general, when do you know that you should grow apart?
I think I already grew apart from them.
But would you be able to collect why?
Yeah, it's just they have 3 kids and they're married and they moved to Nebraska. So, like, I think it's just like that. But also, I'm not someone that is really attached to friendships like that. As in, it's not that I don't care about them. It's just I am totally for people living their best life. And if that means they gotta leave and like they call me every once in a while, like I said, they hit me up on Facebook when it's my birthday, then that's cool. But
see, no. I mean, yes, but no. Like, I get it for like friends in general, like my village dude. Like I mean, I want them to be happy, but there is no way I'm not gonna be there for the most like important event of their life, like calling each other each week. I want to be part of their life.
But you're a FaceTimer. You're a FaceTimer and you're a caller. You don't text people.
Oh my God, yeah, you should text me before you get an answer.
Exactly. So I'm the opposite. Like I don't call, I don't FaceTime, but I'll text you. I'll probably text you like at least twice a month. Send you a meme or something. That's how I communicate. But I'm not a FaceTimer. I don't call people.
No, I need to be close to my village. I need to have that.
But 9 out of 10, the people when I see them, it acts like we've never had to spend time apart. Yeah. So I like I said, I think the people that I'm like really, really close to already know like my communication.
Oh yeah.
So it's never gonna be a thing where it's like, oh gosh.
I do know your communication, but when I need to FaceTime you, I FaceTime you anyway.
Oh, I know. Yes, I understand. Yes. If it's a FaceTime call from anyone, I'm like, God damn it, something bad happened. What do you want? But I think at the end of the day, it's not, I think it's not that hard to be friends with people. It's just kind of like what you want. And I've learned that people just show up how they're going to show up.
Oh, that's for sure.
Regardless of what they say, regardless of what they want to portray, they're going to show up how they're going to show up. And the best thing I could do is to show up as a good friend to them. And I'm hoping that they are good friends to me back.
I wouldn't say a good friend to them, but as who you are.
Yep.
You know, and just be true to yourself. And no matter how with that will stay around and gravitate around you. So, and wherever your growth is going, you're going to lose some people around. And I think we have to be okay with that. But I guess as an adult, the key point would be to be more proactive, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
You can't be just sitting on the couch watching a TV show and hoping to make friends.
Exactly.
That doesn't work that way. Plus, I'm working from home.
Yes.
So it's even worse in a sense. So no, yeah, I agree. Like we have to be more proactive and believe what people are showing to us to know if we can be friends or not.
And we'll wrap it up. And I already know what you guys are going to say. You're going to be like, wow, this was no tea. I didn't get no cheese may.
Oh, true.
However, let us just be philosophical for like one episode. The next one.
Oof. What is the next one?
I was thinking the next one, we will just spill the actual toxicity of all the friends that have fucked us over. And
oh my God,
actually dive into the reasons why we ended up being like this. Because I have some very awesome, fun, terrible stories of people that have just been just fucked up. And
I think people will probably understand how we approach life. How we define our friendship.
Exactly.
Why. I will just add something about what you said about your being okay if they're happy and when in the world. I really came to that thing too. It's like just because when you say that, for instance, I think of people like you or Laetitia or Antoine, and I'm like, there is no way those guys are getting out of my life. But my point is, I got so used to having people that were really close to my village just disappear that I have absolutely zero expectation left out of people. Yeah. Because I do have examples. So yeah, I agree with you. In that sense, I don't want that to impact me anymore.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens.
So this would be like the nice little cutesy wannabe therapy session one. The next one, we'll bring the toxicity, we'll bring the chisme, and some of you guys will even know certain people that I'm talking about. And that's totally fine. And if you know who it is, if you know, you know. And 9 out of 10, you're probably still not going to reach out to me. So
that's for sure.
So at the end of the day, if you want to be friends with us,
it's not that hard.
Yeah. Just like
text her, FaceTime.
No.
I was in joke.
No. I'm like, if you come to our gym, just holla. I'm like trying to get into running a little bit more. So if you want to hang out, I'm trying to run more. So we could run the hills and it's really fun. And run the pier.
That's how you tell people how to become friends with you, to go to the gym or run with you.
Yes.
Come on, girl.
That's where you're going to find me.
Or be invited by Jackie when she asks us out because we'll be there.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Probably like a Tempest. Ooh, we should have like a Tempest friend thing.
Yes. And it's long overdue.
And there's a photo booth.
Oh my God, photo booth. Don't get me started on those.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. This was a little bit longer, but hopefully you enjoyed it. I also heard some people trying to listen to the car. Baby, no. This podcast is meant for you to listen at home if you smoke a little or if you drink a little wine and you're just like cleaning up your house or something. This is the episode that you want to listen to that. If you listen to it in your car, that's what they told us.
But what if they want to listen in the car?
No.
That's why we're putting that on the Spotify.
Someone doesn't want to listen to the audience. They literally were like, I couldn't listen to it in the car because it was too mellow.
Oh, yeah. Okay. For those people, okay. My bad. I'm just like, whatever you want to do, guys. If you want to listen to the car, you can. But if you don't want to, don't. Whatever.
We're going to cut this now. Bye. Thank you. See you guys next
She's
month.
shutting me out. Okay. Well, bye. See you next episode for the toxicity.
Yeah.
That was it. Bye.
That's funny. No, yeah. People were like, yeah, I tried to listen to the car, but it was too mellow.
What do they mean by mellow?
Because it's like, we're not talking about like crazy stuff. So they're like, oh yeah, I had to switch it off. And
okay, I genuinely don't understand.